Kitkatscanread. Hey guys, it's Katie. Welcome to another video. Today I am going to be bringing you a bookshelf tour of these beautiful hardback books that are on the shelf in my bedroom. And these are just some like random hardback books. There's most of them are in first in a series. I do have some standalones, but they are generically ones that I do want to read. I do have some hardbacks that are in storage as well, but obviously they can't all fit on the shelf, so I'm just here to share with you today the updated current books that are on the shelf that remains in my bedroom. I'm going to start with the top shelf. So the ones that I put on the top shelf are mostly ones that I've actually had for a while. So this is kind of like a TBR veteran shelf. So the first one I've got here is Prom by Laurie Halse Anderson. I can't even remember how or when I got this. I think I might have got it in a charity shop, but I know that I definitely have had it a while. So yeah, I do need to get it read. Then I've got The Lovely Reckless by Cami Garcia. I've had this ever since it near enough first came out, and I still haven't got round to reading it. I don't really know anybody that has spoken about this. We shall see with this one. Then I have Rebel Belle by Rachel Hawkins. I do have some other books that are in this series too, and I remember when this first came out it was quite hyped at the time, but yeah, obviously since then the hype has massively died down, and I do still intend to give it a read. I'm really hoping that I do enjoy it when I get around to reading them. Then I have Icy London, Icy France by Sarah Manowski. This was actually recommended to me, I think at the time, from Haley and Bookland, and I still haven't got around to reading it, but I just know that it's a contemporary that's very, very much loved by Haley, and I do have intentions to read it, of course. Then I have Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. This is the first book that's in the series. It's quite highly popular, and yeah, I have been very intrigued to give this a read. Actually, I think it was probably last year or the year before where I was kind of oh, I really kind of want to pick this up, but I still haven't got around to reading it. So if you've read this series, let me know your thoughts. Then I have The Problem with Forever by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is a JLA book that I still have yet to read. It is one of her contemporaries, and yeah, I'm just kind of surprised that I haven't got around to reading this, because Jennifer Armentrout is one of my favourite authors, one of my auto-buy authors. Then I have Allegiance by Veronica Roth, and this is the third and final book in this trilogy, and I got spoiled by this on the release, which is why I ended up putting the book down. I did kind of start it, but I put it down because I was massively spoiled on a page on Goodreads. Somebody didn't put spoilers in the actual comment part, so it showed on my feed. I was very frustrated, as you can imagine, very upset, but obviously I do want to give it a read, even though I know what happens in this one. I just have to get myself and give myself up for it. Then I have Gone by Michael Grant. This is the first book. I've got other books of this from the series into the storage. So yeah, this is a massively loved series, especially back in the days of loved dystopian books. So yeah, I just never got around to reading. Then I have Reboot by Amy Tintera. I remember this kind of being quite popular at the time, and it still sounds quite intriguing to me. Then I have The Geography of Lost Things by Jessica Brody. Jessica Brody, one of my favourite authors, one of my favourite auto-buy authors as well, and I still haven't got around to reading this book. I don't know why. I literally have no excuse or reason as to why. Let's hope 2026 is the time that I do. Then I have Better You Than Me, also by Jessica Brody. I think I got this a couple of years ago. I can't actually remember, but I feel like it's a fairly-ish kind of recent purchase from Jessica Brody. Don't knock anything, Mr. Pumpkin. That's my light. Then I also have In Some Other Life by Jessica Brody. Still haven't got around to reading this either, but I feel like this is one I will for sure enjoy. Then I have Broken Hearts, Fences and Other Things to Mend. This is by Katie Finn. I do have other books in this series as well, and they are also in storage. I have Made You Up by Francesca Zappia. I have read another book by this author. Absolutely love it. It's actually on my to reread list because it's been a while and I loved that book so much. I am really hoping that when I do pick this one up, I also enjoy this one. Then I have Starling by Leslie Livingston. This is the first book that's in this series. I had a book in this series that I think I may have got from a charity shop or something, and I was like, well, I kind of need the first book, so that's when I ended up getting it. I think I got it fairly cheap, like second hand, because it was a used one, and I feel like at the time I may have started it, but I just never continued on with it, and I don't really know why. Then I have Forgive My Fins by Terrell Charles. This is a mermaid book, and yeah, there are other books that are in this series. I think I may have like one other book in the series, but I definitely have this one, and I've had this one a while. A couple of books by Casey West. Moment of Truth by Casey West, and also P.S. I Like You by Casey West. So yeah, I've had these a while. This one definitely since release, but yeah, I kind of went on a massive spurge at the time of getting all of Katie West's books, and I do have some other books that are on my TBR cart, so yeah, I need to catch up with my Casey West books. Then I have The Summer of Chasing Mermaids by Sarah Ockler, and this is another contemporary that I ended up purchasing. I kind of like went on a thing where if I didn't get around to reading like art copies, then I would end up purchasing them. So some of them I got from like Edelweiss and I ended up like adding them to my wish list, and if I still sounded intrigued by them, I would end up buying the physical book. That way I was kind of like promoting the author and also adding to my library collection. And then we have The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. When this book was released, it was on everybody's top favourite books of the year. I think that's why I've been very scared to give it a read. I do have other books that are in the series in storage. I don't know what I'm going to think about this book. I really hope that I enjoy it. But I mean, the hype has died down for this now, so this would be the perfect time to read it. But I am still intimidated. Then I have Will Prescribe You a Cat by Shio Ishida, translated by E. Madison Shimoda. There is a sequel to this out now. Of course I got this because it's cats, and prescribing cats is what I need, and yeah, they help me, and I'd like to see, I mean, like literally any books with cats on it, I tend to end up auto purchases, to be honest. So yeah, I'm very, very happy to have this, and I think I got this like a couple of years ago now. Still haven't got around to reading it because I'm always a little bit daunted by Japanese books, especially like translated books, but I'm hoping this is one that I do enjoy. And then another one is She and Her Cat by Mikoto Shinkai and Naruki Nagakawa, translated by Jenny Tapley Takamori, who is the same translator of Convenience Store Woman. I mean, She and Her Cat. It's got a cat on the front that reminds me a bit like my pumpkin. Yeah, as soon as I see any books that are about cats, it's an auto buy. Then I have John Winchester's Journal, Supernatural by Alex Irvine. Yeah, I've had this second hand for a while. This is actually the American hardback, but it's a tie-in. But it's very nice to have John Winchester's Journal, a replica of it, because it's massively mentioned in the Supernatural series. I need to do a rewatch of the Supernatural because I never ever actually got to finish it, but I think I got something like season 11 or something like that, and then ended up stopping. I had trouble, like, I think watching online and stuff, because obviously it was in America, so I had to wait for it to be able for me to watch in the UK, and I think something happened back then. I don't know, maybe I moved or something, but yeah, I have this to read. I'm very happy to. The back shelf now. I have Olivia Blake, Masters of Death. This is a Waterstones exclusive edition. It's not signed because all my signed books are on a different shelf, which I've yet to share with you another day. So yeah, this one, it actually sounds really good and like something that I would enjoy. I've yet to read an Olivia Blake book, so hopefully I do enjoy it. I've got another Olivia Blake here. I've got Alone With You in the Ether. This is also a Waterstones exclusive edition. Really pretty. And I think I went on an Olivia Blake binge at the time. I was just purchasing Olivia Blake books and I just haven't got around to reading them. Then I have got here the Atlas 6, which is also by Olivia Blake and another Waterstones edition. I have really pretty special edition of the sequel to this. This was massively popular at the release. Again, I think that's why I just hold off reading popular books sometimes. I'm very scared of hype. So yeah, maybe now is the time to read it, like the hype's kind of died down. Then I've got here All the Dead Lie Down by Kyrie Macaulay. I think I got this from my good friend Charlie because this is it's a special edition but from Locked Library. And I don't have a Locked Library subscription, so this is probably from my friend Charlie at the time. But I don't know when I got it. Could be a couple of years ago. But it's pretty. It's really pretty. Then I have got The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. I've yet to get around to reading this. But it's another Waterstones exclusive edition, which is why I ended up getting it. Waterstones exclusive editions, some of them are absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, I've had that since the release. Then I've got Throne of Secrets. This is the Waterstones exclusive edition of this one. And it's just so pretty. I just couldn't pass it up. Absolutely couldn't. I've even put a Yalk bookmark in it because it matches. So pretty. And then I've got Carve Them Up by Veronica Roth. And this is the blue edged edition, which is rare now. So, man, it's just gorgeous, but I've yet to get around to reading this. But yeah, I think I was just scared. Ever since Allegiant, I was just scared. So I've had that a while. Then I've got this beautiful exclusive edition from Waterstones of Fall of Ruin and Wrath by Jennifer Armentrout. Oh, I mean, look, guys, is that not pretty? So pretty. Effing gorgeous. I'm so happy I have it. It's my favourite colour. And it's just beautiful. Then I've got another Waterstones exclusive edition. Actually, I think I made this like a fairly like Waterstones exclusive shelf, but this is The Scarlet Veil by Shelby Mahurin. And yeah, look at these. So yeah, still have yet to read that. Now this is the first of my damaged books. Thunder, wherever he's gone, had actually destroyed this one by stretching up one day and reaching, and his claws came out and dragged down. Literally was just doing what a cat normally does by going and ended up scratching a lovely tear throughout the whole spine. I'm really sad because I love the covers to these books. Thunder, why? But yeah, this is the second book. I read the first one a couple of years ago, Coins and Axia, book number 1. I actually quite enjoyed that. So yeah, I was a bit daunted before diving into this one, but I kind of feel like now that I sit here, I'm like, I really want to reread the first one, so I might actually end up doing that. As to when I get around to reading the second book after that, I'm not sure. I need to kind of do a thing where I will read sequels after I finish the previous book, rather than leaving massive gaps. So this one is actually a fairly recent purchase of mine. This is To Bleed a Crystal Bloom by Sarah Parker. This has recently been traditionally published. It was actually indie published, but this is the actual cover that is on the indie publish. So I'm very happy to have this. I know the sequel to this is going to be published soon as well, but I mean, look guys, it's just gorgeous. And I was honestly like waiting to get my hands on a physical copy, and then when I saw it was being traditionally published, I didn't have to get hold of the indie hardback. I've got Dragonfall by L.R. Lamb. I love dragons. If dragons were real, I would have a pet dragon, and I will make sure that they get along with my cats. But yeah, I've had this probably a couple of years now. I've got a couple of sentimental books because they were my granddad's, and this is Lepus the Brown Hare and The Badgers of Bearshanks. These are both by the author B.B. and they are illustrated by G.J. Watkins Pitchford. So yeah, they are very, very old, probably worth a lot of money, and yeah, my granddad had these. And then when my granddad passed, my nan was like, when you were younger you kept picking up these books and we're really intrigued by them, so I want you to have them. that's why I got them. So they're very, very sentimental books to me, which is why I keep them in the flat, close to my heart, where my granddad lies. Then I've got The Coven by Harper L. Woods. I actually got this at Yauk a couple of years ago. I was given it, and also a bookmark that goes alongside it. I think this is Dark Academia. I've read one Dark Academia book and I really enjoyed it. I've read or tried to read another one and didn't quite enjoy it. So Dark Academia I think is a bit daunting for me. So I'm hoping to try some more Dark Academia and see how I get on with it. The final book from the first shelf is House of Bane and Blood by Alexis L. Menard. I can't remember how I got this one. But anyway, I either got it from Amazon or I got it from Charlie. So I can't remember. I hate it when I sometimes can't remember. I'll have to look back at a book haul. But yeah, it's a fantasy book. And I really like the cover to this. But yeah, Midnight Tide Publishing. It's got a very kind of like indie hardcover to this. Now I'm going to move on to shelf number 2. First of all, I have here Fire Spell. I have had this, I think, before BookTube. I have this one and the sequel. I was very kind of into a lot of paranormal books way back then, so that's why I have it. As to why I haven't got around to reading it, don't ask. Then I have The Start of Me and You by Emery Lord. And yeah, I know Emery Lord is quite a popular YA contemporary romance author, and I love the cover to this one. And I have The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Brennan and Maureen Johnson. This is the next book in the series I need to read, which is why this is here. All of the rest of them are in storage in the garage downstairs. So yeah, these are short stories that are from the Shadowhunter world that are about like a lot of the characters, like Magnus Bane, and yeah, they're all like 50 pages long. But me and anthologies, we just don't go well. Like compendiums of books where they contain all sorts of little stories together, I don't normally gel with. So I think that's why I haven't got around to reading it. But it's the next one I need to read in the series. So will this be the year that I get it read? Who knows? And I've got here The Eve Illusion by Giovanna and Tom Fletcher. This is the sequel to Eve of Man, which is on my to reread list. I need to reread that to go into this. As for when the third book is due to come out, it has been pending for a few years now, and the book's release date has been extended quite a lot for a few years. I don't know if and when they're going to be releasing it. I don't know if this one does end on a cliffhanger. That's why I've been scared to read it. So I don't know when I'm going to reread the first one to go into this one. Probably until I find out about the third one. I have The Darkest Star by Jennifer Rontrout. This is the first book that's in this series. This one kind of like follows along from her other series. Yeah, in the world of the Lugs. So I've read the Lux series. I read them a long time ago at the beginning of my BookTube journey. I'm due a reread of those books. But yeah, this is the next follow-up from it. And I think that's just why I haven't got around to reading it. Also by Jennifer Rontrout, I have Storm and Fury. I love the cover to this one. It's so cool. This is the first book that's in the Harbinger series. I have somewhere a bit of like graphic on my phone where it tells me the reading order of like all of her books. This is set in the world of the Dark Elements, and the Dark Elements series is the White Hot Kiss trilogy. So yeah, it's quite confusing. You have to kind of read her books in publication order basically. Here, Nil Unlocked by Liv Madison. This is the sequel to Nil. I really enjoyed that. So I've yet to get around to reading the sequel. I don't know if I want to reread the first one again or not. I'm still deciding. I probably will, because I really enjoyed that book. I've got here The Magpie Society, One for Sorrow by Zoe Sugg and Amy McCullough. I know there's a sequel of this now. I don't really know what I'm going to think about this one, but I like books that are based at schools. there's kind of like some sort of paranormal element to it. I have here Undead Girl Gang by Lily Anderson. This was a lot of people's favourite books during the release of this one, again, which is probably why I haven't got around to reading that. Also, Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi. This was on a lot of people's top books of the year at the time. Then I've got Run the Risk by Alison Van Dypen. I have loved a lot of Alison's books, and this one I think is a sequel to The Edge. I need to reread On the Edge actually. I think it's on the reread shelf, but yeah, this is a sequel, so I need to read On the Edge and then go on to that one. Okay, I Am Number 4. I've had this since before BookTube, so this is one of the oldest books on my TBR. I should get it read. I know they made a movie of it with Alex Pettyfer, who's an amazing godlike actor. Then I've got here The Cat Who Caught a Killer by L.T. Shearer. This is the first book that's in the series. I mean, like, it's a book with cats and it's a murder mystery, and I would say literally until now in my recent adult years has been the only time that I've really been into kind of like mysteries like big time, so maybe this is the time that I will read that. I really hope so. Then I have Matched by Ali Condé. I got this at the beginning of my BookTube journey. It's a dystopian book. Dystopians were the thing way back then. The Programme by Suzanne Young. This is the first book, and I don't have any of the others. I literally have just got this one, but I know lots of people were reading that at the time of release. Then I have got The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. This was on everyone's top books that year of release. This is the first one. I don't have any of the others in that series. I have a lot of books that people were saying were their favourites, but I just haven't got around to reading. Then I have here Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. Witch and Witch Hunter, this one. I like the sound of that. I have Abandon by Meg Cabot, which in the recent years I acquired this one because I had one that was like later on in the series, like maybe the second or the third book. I had to find this one online, and Meg Cabot is one of my favourite authors. I've then got Gem and Dixie. Pumpkin, no! Gem and Dixie by Salazar, and this is a contemporary as well that I've owned for a while. And then I've got The Last Time We Say Goodbye by Cynthia Hand. I know a lot of people are talking about this one also, the year of its release. I have Harry Potter Houses of Hogwarts Cinematic Guide. This won't take me long. I don't know why I haven't read this. Like, it's a very quick and short read. And then this next one is very sad now because the author has very sadly passed away, literally last year. And this is Sophie Kinsella's book, The Burnout. And I feel like I'm holding off reading it now just because of the author's passing, which is quite sad. But Sophie Kinsella's book, I've Got Your Number, was one of my favourite ever books when I first read it. Like, literally, it was just one of my all-time favourite books. I've got here How the King of Elfhame Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black. This is told from the actual trilogy of The Cruel Prince, and the series is actually called the Folk of the Air series. I love that trilogy. I know it's kind of like one of those, you either love it or you don't. I loved that trilogy. Why I haven't read, I think it's just because it's a side book and it's the stories. I don't know. Like, I don't know why I haven't gone into reading it, but I do need to. And then I've got here Death Note, Another Note, The Los Angeles BB Murder Cases. Original concept by Sugumi Oba and Takeshi Obata. If you guys don't know, I'm a massive Death Note fan, so that's why I ended up getting this. And yeah, I've yet to dive into it, but I will. I need to go back into my kind of like Death Note bubble, which I will end up at some point. This one is a fairly recent purchase of mine. I got this last year. This is Gone Before Goodbye by Harlan Coben and Reese Witherspoon. These two great people, Harlan Coben the writer and Reese Witherspoon the actress, have teamed up to create this book. I have yet to give it a read. I haven't really had a lot of people talk about it, so I don't really know. I've got here Darker by 4 by June C.L. Tan. I do have one of the special editions on my shelf as well, but I love the cover of this one, and I have yet to give it a read, of course. I have Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston. I went on kind of an Ashley Poston binge and ended up getting the first book. There is a sequel to this, but yeah, I love the cover of this. Isn't it so cool? It's just so beautiful. Like that ship. Oh man, so cool. I have got here Beyond the Black Door by A.M. Strickland, and yeah, I remember this being a lot of people's favourite books at the time. I've also got The Library of Shadows by Rachel Moore. I really like the sound of this one. I kind of like, I don't know, the whole ghost trope it's just one of the most intriguing ones for me. I've got Some Girls Do by Jennifer Duggan. I got this book at Yowk, and I remember hearing a lot of people say it's really good, and I think it's a female connection. And then I've got here A Fairy Faux Pas by Jessica Cara. I also got this at Yowk a couple of years ago. Then I've got I Kiss Shara Wheeler by Casey McQuiston. Casey McQuiston, if you guys don't know, is the author of quite a few books now. I've got Red, White and Royal Blue by them, which is quite popular and is an Amazon Prime TV series, which I have still yet to watch. But yeah, I still haven't got around to reading that one. I have the Cassandra Complex by Holly Smale. This is Holly Smale's adult book, and I still have yet to give it a read. I have Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Weir. This is a very, very popular series that is literally about necromancers and swordsmen. I also have Dangerous Remedy by Kat Dunn. This is the first book that's in this series. I had to end up purchasing this because I purchased like a later book in the series at Yowk. I purchased it signed without realising that it actually wasn't the first book in the series. So then I got this one. I think this was actually second hand, or it could be brand new, but I remember it not being like massively expensive to get my hands on. But I'm intrigued to give a read also. I then got Crimes of Grindelwald, Fantastic Beast original screenplay. So yeah, this is the third one. So it is literally the script of the characters from that. I have Flip the Script by Lila Lee. Lila Lee, I absolutely loved that first book. It was so good. I want to say it's called I'll Be the One. Yeah, I'll Be the One. I loved I'll Be the One. I think it was one of my favourite books of the year that time. I've yet to get around to reading this, but Lila Lee has written a couple of books since then. I should get it read. I've got here Once Upon a K-Prom by Kat Cho. I think I got this, I either got this at Forbidden Planet or at Yowk. One or the other. Last Chance Books by Kelsey Brodke. I know I remember getting this at Yowk. Also Soulmates by Susan Lee. I also got that one at Yowk. I have here a Final Fantasy book, which is Traces of Two Paths, and this is the Final Fantasy VII remake story of Tifa and Aerith. This is by Kazushige Nojima. I got this a couple of years ago actually. I got it from Forbidden Planet, and it wasn't exactly cheap, let's just say, because obviously it's a branded book and they rarely ever go on sale. So yeah, so this one kind of goes into the past of those two characters, Aerith and Tifa. So yeah, I would love to like read stories about those characters. I love Final Fantasy VII. I have a Red 13 tattoo all the way up here from Final Fantasy VII. So yeah, I don't know why I haven't got around to reading it yet. I think there's just been other books that have taken priority. Final book from the shelf is another Final Fantasy book. This is Final Fantasy 15 The Dawn of the Future by Jun Ishima. And this one is actually from Final Fantasy 15, which I need to play again, but even the thought of it like traumatized me. But a few years ago during the year of COVID, my save of this game ended up getting deleted. At the time I didn't have PS Plus, which has a storage of cloud of a saved game data, and it deleted my save. I was trying to do something where I was transferring one data from my ex's PlayStation of what I played on there to mine, so it would like add together, and it ended up somehow deleting the whole game footage, and I was just like, as you can imagine, very frustrated. So, but yeah, a story. I love the Final Fantasy stories. They do create really good storylines in their actual games that I would love to read as books. So yeah, I'm very happy that I have this now. I also got this from Forbidden Planet. Of course, Forbidden Planet is a geeky shop, and they have books that go towards games in there. So yeah, I was very happy to have found my hands on it. Now we move on to the final shelf, the bottom shelf, shelf number 3. I'm going to share with you another damaged book that I'm very sad to share, and that is The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer. Absolutely gorgeous book. I know that a couple of years ago it wasn't a lot of people's favourite books of 2024, but again, Thunder did his stretches and damaged the spine. So it's had some Katie DIY. But yeah, I've yet to get around to reading that, but I've seen this recently been in a paperback format in the works. Next one is a fairly new purchase of mine. That one is Meet the Newmans by Jennifer Niven. Jennifer Niven, one of my favourite authors. So of course I bought this. This is her first adult book, and it's kind of meant to be for fans of lessons in chemistry and that kind of like era, and kind of like, I don't know, the vibes of Daisy Jones, which, if you guys don't know, one of my all-time favourite books. But yeah, I have high hopes for this one, of course. The edges are absolutely gorgeous. I'm very excited. Another recent purchase of mine, of course, is Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman. I got this actually from Waterstones. They've been selling the hardbacks now, and these are massively popular at the minute. A lot of people are already on like the 4th and the 5th book in the series, but I know that there's like several books in the series now, maybe like 7 or 8. So, and another one is coming out later on this year as well. I think I want to say May. I was looking at it earlier and I was just like, oh well, I need to read the others. But I'm told these books get better as you go along. I will probably enjoy this because it's RPG. I love my RPG games. So yeah, I'm very excited for this one. Another recent purchase is Bitten by Jordan Stephanie Gray. I got this one in the half price hardback sale beginning of the year. I'm so lucky because it was only on for like a couple of days and I managed to get hold of this for half price. I was very, very happy. I got this with Christmas money as well. But yeah, £10. And I was eyeing up this book so much. So yeah, very, very excited. So thank you, Waterstones, for doing your wonderful, beautiful, brilliant sale. This one I actually got from Asda. This is Blackthorn by JT Gessinger. This one, I was reading the synopsis of this and it sounds really, really good. And I couldn't resist the edges. So yeah, it was just a no-brainer. But I haven't read any books by this author before. But I'm hoping I really enjoyed this one because it sounded really good when I picked it up. I have here The Glittering Court by Rochelle Mead. This is the author of the Vampire Academy series, and I've yet to complete that series and the spin-off, the Bloodlines series. Oh, but I need to. Don't you dare. No. Don't break any more of my books. Smack your butt. But yeah, I've had this since release, so I've had this a while. And I haven't got around to reading it, but I know there's other books that are in this series. Got Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, the first book. It's of course massively hyped. I know a lot of people have been reading Next Storm, that's the one. I've been seeing pop up on a few people's favourite books of 2025. Will 2026 be the year I start it? I don't know. I have got The Bone Season by The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon, the hardback. Samantha Shannon wasn't at Yelk, this time around, so I would have taken this to get signed because I had the other books in the series signed, and I found the hardback, I think on Vinted, for really cheap, and I'm a hardback girly, so yeah. The Ravens by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page. I don't know why I haven't got around to reading this. It's a witchy kind of book. I don't know. I've then got Nevernight by J. Kristoff. This is the first book in the series. I do have a couple of other books in the series. Those ones I think are signed exclusive edition kind of ones. So I think I'm daunted with this one because of the footnotes. I don't know what I'm going to think, but I know it's really, really popular, so maybe I'll end up ignoring them. I don't know. I really need to just one day give it a try. I've got Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, and this is another book that is kind of like, I think, dark academia, and I know it's got a sequel to it. I really hope that I do enjoy this one. I've then got These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. I still haven't got around to reading this. I can't count on my hand how many times I've probably had this on a TBR intending to have it read. It's got to be over 10. I don't know, it's a Romeo and Juliet retelling in Shanghai. Oh well, I will get it read one day. I have The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson. I've had this a few years, and yeah, it's a witchy book. I just remember it being massively popular at the time. I've then got probably the worst of the damaged books here, which I'm very sad because this one isn't printed anymore. I probably can still get hold of it, but I don't know how much for. And this is A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. This is the hardback, it's the first book. But look at the damage the little bastard Thunder did. You can't even make out the author. And breathe, Katie, and breathe. But yes, I was talking to somebody about this the other day, about like the TV series and the books. It might have been my uncle actually, because he said he's watched the show like loads of times. Another damaged book, A Torch Against the Night by Sabata. Here, this is the sequel to An Ember in the Ashes, which I actually really, really enjoyed the second time I read it. And I started to read this, I don't know, a fair few years ago, and I was enjoying what I was reading, but I put it down for many reasons. There's always things going on. Sometimes it's like other books or things in life, and sometimes books just get put down and then forgotten about, and that's just sadly what happened. I have got Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. Heather Fawcett's coming out with a book that I am massively excited to read, that I was going to pre-order today. It's in my basket on Waterstones. I was like, I'm going to have a published book of that. I've been hearing people that are like reading and reviewing it already and saying it's really good, so I'm very excited. And that literally only comes out I think February, so. But yeah, I've got like some page inserts in this one. Okay, I'm excited to read it. Here, The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshani Chokshi. This was a fairly adult book, but I hadn't started my subscription then, so I wanted to purchase all the books that so far they had released, but not as like fairly books. So I went and got this one, Forbidden Planet. This one is a recent charity shop find, and that is The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. I know this is massively loved. They have since released a TV adaptation of this, so yeah, obviously I haven't watched that, but I hear the books are really, really good. I've got here The Foxglove King by Hannah Witten. This was a fairly adult book, one of their months, hence why I got this one, this first book. Also, The Adventures of Amina Al-Sirafi by Shannon Chakraborty. This is a really, really gorgeous book. I also got this from Forbidden Planet. I just went on a big purge to get the fairly adult books that they had released that I hadn't got my hands on until I was literally off of that waiting list and getting my own subscription books. The Star Touched Queen, also by Roshani Chokshi, but this is actually one of their original books, and I got this the year of the release, so I've had this a fair few years. I've got Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nagan. This was a very, very popular book the year of its release. It was a lot of people's favourite books of the year. I've got Harry Potter and the Cursed Child parts 1 and 2. This is the play, and yeah, the play is by Jack Thorne. I have watched this in London and I fell in love. So good. Got Fury Born, book number 1 in the Empyrean trilogy by Claire Legrand. I think I have another book in this series. This one has beautiful deckled edges, look at them. But yeah, I've got the first book here. The other books are in the storage in the garage downstairs. We have here The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. This is Renee's adult book. I think it's vampires, I wanted to say. Yeah, I think it's vampires. I've got Sky Without Stars, System Divine book number 1. This is by Jessica Brody and Joanne Rendell. This was like Jessica Brody's first ever kind of like sci-fi book. I love the cover of this one. But obviously sci-fi I have found very daunting. I'm really hoping that it is one that I do enjoy. Then I've got here Starbringer by Tracy Wolff and Nina Croft. I love the cover to this one. I got this from Waterstones at the time at the new release of it. So we're talking like, what year was this? 2023. So, but I think I got it really 3 years ago. Oh yeah, so 2020, so yeah. Oh, really? Oh my god. It only felt like 2 years ago. I then got Tom Felton's autobiography, Beyond the Wand. This is of course all about the actor Tom Felton, of his time when he was in Harry Potter and also like other things as well. And of course with autobiographies we have pictures too, but I've been told it's a really, really good book about his life. I've got our very, very own Christine Ricci's book, which is Better Together. The first book that I read by Christine, I wasn't massively keen on. I think that's why I've been daunted to read this, but I managed to get this one second hand, I think, from Vinted. So I have yet to obviously pick it up and see about it. I've then got Stalking Jack the Ripper by Kerry Maniscalco. I've read a book by Kerry Maniscalco before and absolutely loved it. I have massive high hopes for this. I know this was a very, very hyped and popular series way back during the times when they were being released. So I'm very excited. I then have The Ballad of Sunbears and Snakes by Suzanne Collins, a Hunger Games book. This is a prequel, but this one is about President Snow. I loved the movie adaptation of this. I found it really, really good. And yeah, I remember getting like, I think a third through this. I was really enjoying it at the time, but I kept on putting it down. Goddamn stupid things getting in the way of my reading. Concludes the bottom shelf and the whole of this bookcase tour. So like I say, it's a mixture of new releases of hardback. Those are all hardbacks, and they're a mixture of like new purchases or most recent purchases from like charity shops and stuff, or really old books that I've had on my TBR well, like these ones, and a mixture of these ones. So I've tried to put them on the shelf for that very reason, so that I would pick and choose my TBR from this as well as my TBR cart as well. So yeah, but I love hardbacks. I'm a massive hardback person. If I can get it as hardback, I would. It's just a shame they're always more expensive than paperbacks, but sometimes it just depends on the cover as well, like if I prefer the paperback, but 9 times out of 10 it will be a hardback for me first. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching this tour of all the books I've got, and like me kind of like explaining how long I've had them for, or like any kind of like notes on the books. And yeah, that's the end of this video. So if you have enjoyed this, please do give it a thumbs up. If you have read any of these books, or if you also have some of these on your TBR, then do let me know in the comments below. But if you're here and you're watching and you don't feel up to leaving a comment, feel free to leave an emoji or just to like the video, just to let me know that you are here and watching. But obviously a massive thank you to you guys so much for being absolutely patient with me, and yeah, absolutely incredible in this time of need that I've been having at the minute. I'm currently going through the deathly cold, So I have managed to somehow survive filming this video, but I am now ready to go to bed. I'm proper like tired out now, and it's really early. So yeah, that's it for me for this video, guys. Keep smiling, keep reading, be happy. My social media links are in the description if you would like to follow me elsewhere, and I'll see all of you wonderful, awesome people in my next video. Bye.